Agencies or in-house team for ecom brands in 2025. What's up, guys? In this video, we're going to dive right into it and pretty much solve this dilemma once and for all. Should you go full agency approach or should you hire and build an in-house team, right? And now if you're looking for a shiny object or a definitive answer to which way you should go, you should definitely skip this video, right? Because there is no black and white, right? It's always the gray zone. Sometimes you can go with the agencies, sometimes better to do in-house. In some cases, it's even best to do the both together, right? To challenge the in-house team, but also have an agency on board. So yeah, let's keep scrolling here. It's important to think about the services because obviously ecom isn't a single thing. It's like a lot of different parts that you have and that you can either outsource to an agency or have an in-house team do for you. So you have email marketing with Klaviyo, you have media buying on Meta and Google, and maybe even native and some other platforms depending on where you guys are active. Then you have your conversion rate optimization on Shopify. Then you have ad creatives. And here I deliberately left out funnels and stuff like that because that applies really to direct response brands and health and supplements and beauty brands that I work with mostly. But yeah, you have all these different parts, and it's important to understand for each and every one of these, should you in-house it or should you just outsource it to an agency, right? So let's keep going here. Just a short introduction. My name is Antonio. I'm a growth marketer with over 5 million ad spend and over 1,000 ad creatives produced. I pretty much specialize in direct response advertising, so I do everything when it comes to supplements, health and wellness brands, beauty brands, VSLs, editorials, and stuff like that. That's my specialization, but you can go and check out AntonioRakić.com and see what I do there. So yeah, what part of your ecom brand should you outsource to an agency and which one should you keep in-house? Email marketing as the number one. In 9 from 10 cases, I would recommend outsourcing this. So email is important, right? You obviously need a way to increase the lifetime value and convert, recurring customers. But when someone has bought already, it's pretty easy to have them convert again. So let me put it like this. Email marketing is important, but it's not the biggest lever when it comes to ecom. So you obviously want to make sure that your new customer acquisition is working. But email is never going to give you that scale, right? Never. You obviously always need new customers so that they can then buy again later down the line. And if you are under 8 figures per year, I strongly suggest going with an agency. Like email marketing for me is going to be agency 99% of the time. And if you decide to go the in-house route, you can hire an email copywriter, designer, and a Klaviyo expert. So these are 3 separate people. Or you can even go ahead and hire one person to do all of it for you. But obviously, it's going to be hard to find someone who can do all 3 things, right? He needs to be a good copywriter to understand strategy and copy, but then also need to design everything and implement it in Klaviyo and set up the flows, etc. So yeah, again, it's not going to be that simple for a single person to do, even though there definitely are people who can do it. But yeah, most email marketing agencies, you will pay around 3K per month. And for top 1%, like the agencies that have like 200 case studies or stuff like that, you will pay 5K per month. So yeah, conclusion about email marketing, I would keep it outsourced until you're making $1 million per month. And even then you can still outsource it. But if you decide to make an in-house team, I wouldn't do it sooner. I would just do it later after you're making 1 million revenue per month. All right. Conversion rate optimization. So when we talk about CRO, I'm talking about Shopify CRO. I'm not talking about funnels, about listicles, advertorials, and stuff like that, right? CRO, Shopify CRO, becomes relevant later on. So if you're scaling and if you're spending 10K a day on Meta or, like 10K a day on all the channels combined, then you can think about conversion rate optimization. In the beginning, it's not going to be the biggest lever. Most of CRO agencies are Shopify only, so they don't actually go ahead and help you with making advertorials, listicles, etc. And just my advice to you guys, I would keep this outsourced. Like I would probably never make an in-house team for conversion rate optimization because again, you need a copywriter, you need a designer, You need someone who's going to implement all of this, right? It's going to be expensive for you. And like most of these agencies are really expensive, and this really becomes relevant later down the line. Right? And I'm also planning a video where I'll tell you guys exactly how to build an in-house marketing team. And there will be some stuff about, funnels, advertorials, listicles, and how to hire someone in-house for this. But yeah, for Shopify CRO, I wouldn't rush it, and outsource only if you are at 1 million per month. Only then it becomes relevant. Media buying, the biggest thing nowadays, it's automated. You don't need to do anything. It's extremely simple. But then you also have people making a shit ton of mistakes when doing the media buying themselves and stuff like that. So media buying is highly dependent on your skill level, right? Like if you're a good media buyer yourself as a founder, or if you're making beginner mistakes. Like media buying isn't complicated, and yes, it's getting more automated by the day, but it's important that you're not making mistakes. And I'm telling you this as someone who manages like 15K per day in ad spend at the moment, myself, hands-on. And let me put it like this: if you're not, like basic stuff, using post IDs, consolidating your ad account, excluding customers when you're running, new creative tests and stuff like that. Like if you're making beginner mistakes, I would definitely, hire someone to do this for you. But media buying, all in all, you have three options. You can either do it yourself if you're good, right? If you're not making these mistakes, or you can hire one good meta media buyer and one good Google media buyer, because most of the time people are focused on, freelancers at least, do either or you can hire a small agency that does both for you, right? That also isn't a bad approach, and your costs will probably be the same. For a good media buyer, you'll pay like 2K per month, and for an agency doing both, you'll probably pay 4K per month. And if a media buyer comes to you and tells you that he's going to do the media buying for you for like 1K per month, I wouldn't hire this person, because they're probably inexperienced, don't know their value, and they're probably going to give you some bad experience and bad results, right? So also, I would definitely always interview media buyers and make sure that they actually know what they're talking about, and not just talking about ROAS and inflated numbers inside of the ads manager, but also just are very well versed when it comes to new customer acquisition, AMER, even understand LTV and funnels and stuff like that. Because again, media buying on its own is pretty, it's just uploading the ads and increasing or decreasing the budget. That sounds stupid, but there's much more to it. All right, in conclusion, long-term media buying must be in-house. Like you need to have this in-house long-term. But if you're in the beginning, or you're spending a little at the moment, like under 5K a day, let's say, I would just go with a freelancer. And if you're spending like 10K per day, or maybe even with an agency, but just long-term, you need to have this in-house, right? It's just straight up simple as that. All right, ad creatives, and this is the biggest thing nowadays in 2025 and 2026. It's the biggest lever when it comes to ecom. Besides the offer, the funnel, etc. Then come the creatives. But assuming you have offer and the funnel, which are working, then it's all about ad creatives, and it's extremely simple. You need an in-house team that's going to be making creatives, and you need an agency that's going to deliver done for you ad creatives. And how this works and why this is the best approach. And again, I'm saying this from experience. I worked in in-house teams where I pretty much was on the in-house side, and we had agencies working with us together. So it's pretty much like a UFC fight, right? Who's going to make better creatives and who's going to spend more. And I've also done it as an agency where I've delivered clients like done for you ad creatives, and they have had an in-house team already. So trust me, I know what I'm talking about here. Most of the time it isn't black or white. So here it's one thing where I can say go with an agency or do it in-house, because the best things is, and the real ecom brands that are scaling like crazy, they have a full-blown in-house team for ad creatives, and even 2 or 3 agencies at the same time delivering ad creatives. So you need to basically make it a competition on whose output is good, so that you can either go to your in-house team and tell them, hey, listen guys, last month the agency spent 300K on ads, and we in-house have only spent like 100K last month on ads. And then you can pretty much tell them, hey, how come? What's the issue? Why aren't we spending? Why is agency outperforming us? What can we do to learn from them and to become even better? Or you can just, if you see, for example, that your in-house team has spent 300K and the agency like only 60K, well, you can probably just fire the agency straight up, right? Because they obviously can't keep up with your in-house team. And you need to measure both of them by ad spend, and in-house teams will be less expensive than a creative agency in the beginning. Definitely, creative agency, there's no creative agency that's doing anything under 5K per month. And if they are, I'm not, it's probably a freelancer that's saying he's an agency, because it's impossible to do anything under 5K per month because you're making ad creatives. It's the, it just takes time and money, and you need a team to build all this. And yeah, pretty much it's going to be expensive. And if you hire in-house, it's going to be less expensive in the beginning. All right. Long term, you need both. I think we can agree here. And let's wrap this up overall. So agencies, email marketing, Klaviyo, and conversion rate optimization. I would always outsource this to an agency. In-house, you should have your media buying. That's like 100% long term, right? You can work with agencies here, but long term, you should in-house this. And ad creatives is a thing where you need both. In my opinion, you can't do either or here. It's just a way to fail, right? I would definitely work with both and have both an agency and an in-house team working on your ad creatives. And yeah, guys, stick with me here, because next week there's a video dropping on exactly how to build a badass in-house marketing team. So yeah, guys, please check out AntonioRakić.com, follow me on RIG, and if you're an ecom brand, hit me up. Maybe we can work together. Thanks. Bye-bye.